Could have been Rosa Torres, though. Officials not confirming, but it nevertheless is Inferno basketball. And Justice Hawkins, senior out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, brings it ahead. Shot in the corner for Matthews, no good. Johnson the rebound. Outlet and up to Morrison. Aldrich looking for Johnson in the lane. Bodies colliding. Nobody. No foul called. Johnson misses a wide open layup attempt. Another one goes empty. But Carly Johnson able to corral and get it to Morrison. Now Torres. Rosa Torres, top of the key for three. Short on the attempt. Torres has a quick trigger and will look to get shots going early. That one not her best effort. Off balance attempt. Inferno basketball. Hood bounces down low to Patterson. Back out top is Hawkins. No good on the shot attempt. And Kelsey Johnson, the loose ball ahead to Morrison. Spins it up to Torres. Rising up off glass and in. Rosa Torres gets her first points of the night. SaberCats lead 6-0. Shot in the corner for Salier, no good. But Hood able to corral the rebound on the weak side. All kinds of contact. Hawkins bounces to Salier, looking for in the lane. Hood, no good. Mathies. Nothing there, but Salier able to come away. Hawkins comes away with the basketball. And Inferno will reset. New shot clock. 6:12 to play in the first quarter. Salier turns to the elbow. Shot fake. Gets Johnson in the air. Now a lefty dribble drive from Hawkins. Lays it up off glass. Won't go. And the Inferno anything but hot here to start the game. Almost halfway through the first quarter. They've yet to score a point. Entry pass from Aldrich to Johnson. Good ball movement from the SaberCats. Morrison with a quick assist. Gets the ball down low to Johnson. And Nancy Osborne wants to talk things over. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Are you looking for something to do? Come into Watertown Bowl 18 or Watertown Bowl North and enjoy our friendly, courteous service along with a clean family atmosphere. Our family-operated business strives to give you, your family, and friends a pleasant experience each and every time you visit. Check out our website at watertownbowl.com for hours of operation and for weekly specials.
Welcome back. Head coach Nancy Osborne of the Alverno Inferno in her first season as head coach, taking an early timeout, imploring her players to capitalize on the open looks that they are getting. No fear. Hood on the drive. Bounces out of play. Turnover. And not the response Osborne was hoping for out of the timeout. Here's Johnson down low again. On the bounce from Aldridge. SaberCats 10-0 run to open the game. Inferno need an answer. Patterson in the corner. Up top. Matthews cross court. Hood. Morrison stays with her. Now a deep three. Off the glass and in for Mackenzie Matthews. And the Inferno are finally on the board here in Watertown. Aldridge dishes down low to Johnson. Back out to Torres. Morrison. Aldridge thought about the three. Now the runner in the lane won't go too strong off the back iron. That should be a travel, but nothing called. And Inferno come away. Here is Hawkins. Bounces to Hood. Now Hawkins resets again. In the lane is Salier. Hawkins drives, lays it up through contact with the left hand, and good off glass. And 5 quick points for the Inferno as they have woken up. Wayward inbounds pass, bounced around, ball up in the air. Johnson able to come away with the basketball. Here's Kelsey Johnson in the lane, floats it for Morrison. Shot won't go off glass. Morrison corrals the loose ball and will reset through Aldridge. Entry pass to Johnson, floats it up, no good. Ball out of bounds, last touched by Johnson. It'll be Inferno basketball. The last 5 meetings for these teams, it's been Alverno coming out victorious, 3 of the 5. And Alverno was able to secure the victory in last year's meeting, 53-41, the final score in that one. So looking for back-to-back wins as Torres, hardly looking, and comes away with the basketball on the wayward pass cross court. Another entry pass from Aldridge to Johnson, and there is no backside help on Kelsey Johnson. Aldridge feeding her. It's been the ticket to success early on. SaberCats by 7. Kicked ball by Maisie Aldrich. Coach Morrison goes to his bench and brings in Ashley Narat and Trisha Wright. Meanwhile, for the Inferno, Sarah Redland seeing her first action of the evening. Hood, cross court to Matthews. 3-pointer rims out. A little too firm on the attempt. Morrison now into the front court. The lefty right. A little bit of confusion on the offensive end. Morrison stops at the top of the key, and she buries it. Another lefty shooter for the SaberCats. Hood in the lane to Salier. Now Redland throws it at the feet of Hood. Now Matthews. Salier turns, faces up, drives. Foul is going to be on the floor, so no shot. But Carly Johnson picks up her first foul. And Rosa Torres quick off the bench back into the game as Carly Johnson will take a seat. First foul of the game, 8 minutes of no foul basketball. Patterson rises up, off balance shot, won't go. Late handles on it. Narat was falling out of bounds as she attempted to save, no good. And still a 9-point lead for the SaberCats. 2 minutes to play here in the opening frame. A sluggish start for the Inferno. Inbounds pass to Kaylee Cano, fresh off the bench, and she will be going to the free throw line for the first attempts of the evening. Inferno pretty efficient from the free throw line, 71% as a team. Cano, first shot won't go, too strong. And one more shot for Cano. Second one good for Kaylee Cano, 14-6. Morrison to right, looking for Narat down low. Almost lost the handle and somehow finds Kelsey Johnson as she's fallen down. SaberCats back on top by 10. Top of the key, Salier to Cano. Way long on the attempt, Torres the board. Outlet to Morrison. Morrison. Hop step in the lane, whistled for a travel violation. Morrison's going to go to the bench as Maisie Aldridge checks back in. 1:20 to play here in the first quarter. Pleasure to have you joining us this evening. On the wing, Hood, no. And the Inferno cannot find the basket. Torres for three. Rims out. That looked a lot better than her first attempt. Still no luck for Torres. Baseline jumper from Matthews. True. Aldridge taking her time now, setting up the offense for the SaberCats. Right in the corner to Torres. Cano quick on the closeout. Now Aldridge will turn and fire top of the key for three. And through Maisie Aldridge with her first points, her first field goal in this her final game as a SaberCat. Hood in the lane to Salir. Bounces out to Matthews. No good. Torres the board on the weak side. And that's the end of the first quarter. SaberCats lead by a tally of 19-8. We'll be back for second quarter action.
How much money do your home's energy bills steal from your wallet every month? Well, heating your home takes a third of your energy money. Water heating takes over a tenth, and air conditioning takes over a tenth. Those alone account for more than half of your monthly energy bill. Since 1979, Klecker's Heating and Air Conditioning of Watertown has been selling and installing high-quality, state-of-the-art, energy-efficient home comfort equipment and providing maintenance services to existing equipment to keep it running at peak efficiency and saving you money. Call them today at 920-261-9218 to learn how Klecker's can help you keep more of your energy money in your wallet.
Welcome back as we are about set to get second quarter action underway here in Watertown. SaberCats lead by 11 thanks to a last-minute three-pointer from Maisie Aldrich. Alverno with a slow start and well below their season average at this point for points in a game. They're on the year, 62 points per game is their average. So looking to get things going on the offensive end for sure. Here's Salir, wrestles a rebound. Back out to Matthews. Down low, Cano tried to turn inside. Johnson took it away. Morrison now pushing the tempo. Cross court to Torres. Dishes for Aldridge in the corner, looking for Johnson down low. Aaron entry pass. And now the Inferno break. Strong to the rack is Hood. Can't get a call. Can't get the basket. Torres now, top of the key. Across to right. Morrison dumps to right on the cut. No good. Wright couldn't control the handle. Matthews too strong on the three-point attempt. Wright, the rebound. Stayed in bounds. Morrison looking for Torres. Threw it right to Hood. And a turnover for the SaberCats. It's been an early season trend for the SaberCats, averaging over 20 turnovers per game. It is a young squad, so understandable And still plenty of time in the season to turn that around for head coach Clayton Morrison and his staff. But definitely an alarming stat for any basketball coach in a 40-minute basketball game. Kicked ball again. It'll be Inferno basketball. Salier to Cano. Blocked by Johnson out of bounds. It'll stay with Inferno off the Johnson block. Hood to trigger from the baseline. Into Salier. Now Matthews. Three-pointer is good for Mackenzie Matthews. She now has 8 points. 2 of 6 from behind the three-point line. Aldridge on the wing. Johnson was wide open in the lane. Now right. Across to Torres. Now Morrison. Aldridge, top of the key. She'll hoist a deep three off the backboard. No good, but Wright able to collect the loose rebound. It's a tough block out. And Johnson can't finish on the dive to the rim. The long three-point attempt from Aldridge produced a lengthy rebound. This was a difficult circumstance for the defenders. Torres is going to sit as Johnson comes back in. Kelsey Johnson, she's got 10 points on the evening so far. The only SaberCat averaging double digits on the season. She has 16 points per game, almost 17 points per game, Kelsey Johnson. And again, she's the only SaberCat averaging double-digit points per game. Johnson back to the goal. Kelsey Johnson spins in the lane, dishes back to Morrison. Now Carly Johnson dribbles. Back to Morrison, steps back. Wing jumper no for Morrison. And Hood now for the Inferno. Into the lane, kicks to Matthews. Got the hot hand for the Inferno. Now Cano rises up at the free throw line and knocks it in. Kaylee Cano, the center. Sophomore out of Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin. And the Inferno back within 6. Dish down low from Aldrich to Johnson. Morrison wide open. Connects. It's the kind of shot that can do a lot for the confidence of a young shooter. Wide open, needed to hit it, but just absolutely right through the center of the basket. There's a travel violation as Salier was trying to muscle her way down low. Could not get position. Good defending from Johnson. Meanwhile, Sarah Redlands heading to the Inferno bench as Hawkins is back into the game for the Inferno. Morrison across to Aldridge. Johnson working back to the basket, rises up, swat out of bounds off of Johnson's leg. Good defending from Carly Salier. Those two going at it on both ends. And a look of, what I say, relief or agitation almost from Salier. Finally feeling like she got a call going her way. For three is, Justice Hawkins. Alverno hanging tough here off the slow start. They've pulled back within 5. The handoff from Aldridge and Morrison not connecting. Now Johnson looking underneath, but it's taken away by Cano. Now on the break. Could have been a travel violation. Carrying there as the ball was lost, and Cano takes full advantage of what looked to be, at least in my opinion, a missed call from the officials as Justice Hawkins dribbled up the court and lost the handle and reestablished possession with one hand. Turnover for the SaberCats brings Ashley Narat back into the game. along with Rosa Torres, as Wright and Carly Johnson take a seat. Inferno with a chance to tie the game up or take a lead for the first time this evening since the tip. Salier, top of the key, finds Cano down low, strong to the basket, is fouled by Kelsey Johnson. That'll be her second personal foul. The only SaberCat with a foul recorded this evening. Cano at the free throw line. Went 1 of 2 on her first trip. And misses the first free throw attempt there. Aldrich will take a seat as Starr checks into the game. The freshman out of Hampton, Georgia. Second attempt for Cano does rattle around and in. 2 for 4 from the free throw line is Cano. And it's a 1-point basketball game. Closest it's been since the opening tip. Morrison to Johnson. A little bit of confusion still on the offensive end. Starr back out to Torres. Now Narrett back across to Morrison. The lefty drive. Dishes in the corner to Starr. Shot fake. Rises up. Shot won't go. Rebound collected by Hood. Taking it the length of the court. Stopping in the lane. Filling it up. And the Inferno have taken a 1-point lead. And they are on a 14-2 run here in the second quarter. And now it's the SaberCats with stagnant offense, needing to find a rhythm. Johnson, cross court to Morrison. Dribble drive, rises up, can't get it to go. Cano, the rebound. And Hawkins ahead to Matthews. Floater won't go. Johnson the rebound. A timeout taken by the SaberCats. So with 3:47 to play in the first half, we will go to a full timeout. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Copleen Excavating wishes the SaberCats the best of luck. Call Copleen Excavating for all your excavating needs. For pickup or delivery, Copleen Excavating offers crushed limestone, fill dirt, screened topsoil, sand, mulch, and landscape stone. They are also a dealer for county materials, which includes paver and retaining wall blocks. Let Copleen Excavating put their 56 years of experience to work for you. Call Copleen Excavating today at 920-261-2121.
It's been a tale of 2 quarters here to start this contest. SaberCats held an 11-point advantage at the end of 1 and have since gone extremely cold. And the Inferno on the other side have been heating up. 14 points here in this second frame, and they're back on top by 1. SaberCats need an answer on the offensive end. Johnson for 3, short. Ball is tipped up and collected by Patterson, then throws it behind Hawkins. But Hawkins able to save it. Chance to add to their lead now, the Inferno. Matthews. Matthews cross court to Hawkins. Lefty drive. Past Johnson, lays it up off glass and in. That was a laser of a layup from Hawkins, really strong off the glass, but it dropped. Morrison for 3. And Morrison ties the game, 24 apiece. Hood into Salier. Way long on the attempt. Morrison able to get the ball on the weak side. Backs her way out of pressure. Now Morrison spinning out of the lane. On the wing is Johnson. Johnson crosses over, goes to the basket, lays it up. Shot will not fall. But Kelsey Johnson is heading to the free throw line. It'll be the second foul on Salier, the senior out of Franklin, Wisconsin, as Johnson steps to the free throw line and knocks in her first attempt. Trisha Wright checking back in. Starr will head to the bench. Salier will sit down as Cano checks back in. So the Inferno now trail by 2, but as Salier sits down and Cano checks in, they have gained a lot of height. And Cano right away makes an impact. Cano, the 6-foot center. Salier, the 5'5" guard. Trading spots. Wright can't get it to go off glass. Patterson, the rebound. Ahead to Hawkins. Hawkins driving. Lays it up off glass. Won't go. Morrison was in position. Probably could have earned an offensive foul on Hawkins there had she fallen. But instead goes to the other end. Lays it up off glass through contact. And Morrison with a nifty finish. A chance for a three-point play. Johnson back into the game for the SaberCats. And Coach Osborne, the Inferno, will counter with Redland checking in for Hood. Free throw is good from Morrison. 3-point lead for the SaberCats. Minute and a half to play here in the first half. Patterson faces up, throws it back, and Wright steals the basketball. Another turnover. Morrison spinning, finds Johnson on the wing now, waiting for screens to develop in front of her. Johnson across to Torres. Torres, a three-point attempt won't go. And Wright cannot save the ball out of bounds. Rosa Torres errant on that attempt. Inferno with a chance to tie the game on this possession with a three-point attempt. Wright takes it away again. Back-to-back possessions. Trisha Wright comes away with the basketball. Morrison down to Johnson. Back up top to Wright for three. Short on the attempt, and Morrison was in there with position. Just couldn't read it coming. Now 39 seconds remaining. 9-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Inferno pass errant. Redland back to Hawkins. Cross court to Matthews. Jump stop in the lane. Kick to Redland on the wing for three. Won't go. Johnson, the strong board. 15 seconds. SaberCats with a chance to get a good look here. Ball down low to Torres. Kicks back to Wright. Baseline drive, floater from Wright, no good. Rebound, Hawkins. As the clock is running down, Hawkins lays it up off glass and in. An effective break from the Inferno as we finish the first half in a flurry. It is the Alverno Inferno who trail by just one after a dismal first quarter offensive showing. SaberCat offense coming to life in the latter stages of that second quarter. So it is a 1-point lead for the SaberCats as they head to the locker room. Thanks for joining us again for this live broadcast of SaberCats basketball on the SaberCats Sports Network. We'll be back in just under 15 minutes to bring you second half action live from the campus of Maranatha Baptist University. Don't go anywhere.
Brad Kinsey and Realty Executives Platinum are intimately familiar with the demographics of the southeastern Wisconsin market. Located in Watertown, we employ sales executives and brokers who are dedicated to helping you find your dream home, as well as assisting you in acquiring the most for your property sale. Be assured that we are always looking out for our clients' best interests and dealing with you honestly. Your satisfaction is the measure of our success.
For the past 5 years and running, MBU business students scored in the top 13% nationwide on the business major field test. It's because of professors like Lieutenant Colonel Tracy Foster, who shares knowledge gained by unique experiences overseas and stateside. And it's due to students who are serious about their studies and are eager to go, serve, and lead wherever God sends them. Pursue your calling at Maranatha Baptist University.
Thank you for watching the MBU SaberCats Network.
Welcome back to Watertown, the campus of Maranatha Baptist University. And the start of third quarter play between the Maranatha Baptist University SaberCats and the Inferno of Alverno College. Morrison, the baseline drive is whistled for travel. Starters back on the floor for both squads to begin the second half of play. First half, not really as much of a back and forth affair as the scoreboard would really indicate. SaberCats held a 19-8 advantage after the first quarter, and then it was the Inferno outscoring the SaberCats 20-10 in the second frame to bring us back within 1 point. Aldridge bounces to Johnson, cutting to the basket. Floater from Johnson is good, and Johnson leads all scorers now with 14 points. The only other SaberCat with more than one basket is Morrison. She's got 8 points on 3 of 6 from the field and 1 of 1 from the free throw line. Meanwhile, for the Inferno, Hawkins and Cano leading the way offensively. They both got 9 points apiece. At the buzzer, shot won't go for a Hood. A late shot clock had to force up something. And good defending from the SaberCats. Maybe lackluster offense from the Inferno. Johnson again dives to the cup, lays it up and in. It's a good move to the basket from Johnson. A great look. And a 5-point advantage for the Inferno. SaberCats now extending that zone defense out to the three-point line. Torres challenges the shot from Matthews, which won't even touch the basket or the net. Johnson cross court to Morrison now. Calling out the offense for the SaberCats as Morrison ducks behind a Johnson screen. Johnson working her way down low, spins up over the left shoulder, shot won't go. Salier out to Mathies. Salier at the top of the key. Lefty drive from Hawkins. Shot won't go. Loose ball on the ground. Torres tries to save it. Unsuccessful in the attempt. Bodies all over the floor. And Cano will check into the basketball game. She's going to replace Kendra Patterson. Cano has been one of the more effective offensive players for the Inferno tonight. Surprised to see her even back on the bench. That looked again to be a traveling. Who am I? I don't know what I'm talking about. And Salier pulls it back out. Mathies now. Hawkins drives, dishes to Cano on the wing. 2-point attempt won't go. Johnson corrals the rebound. Strong hands from Kelsey Johnson. Inferno are 2-3 on the year. 1-2 in their Northern Athletics Conference play. As Carly Johnson dives to the basket and scores. And we're going to get a timeout called on the floor by the Inferno. Coach Nancy Osborne not enthusiastic about what she's seen. We'll be back in 30 seconds. As I was saying just before we went to break, the Inferno compete in the Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference, the NAC, here in the southeastern Wisconsin and northern Chicago, Illinois region. They're 1-2 so far in conference play. And half of the roster for this Inferno squad are seniors, excuse me. So a veteran team with a first-year head coach. They've yet to score here in the third quarter. Salir in the lane into all kinds of traffic. Hawkins now to Salir. Salir spins and is fouled by Carly Johnson. Hawkins will inbound. Baseline. Salir at the elbow. Came free, missed everything. Hawkins saves it. Johnson. And it bounces off of Matthews and out of bounds. And SaberCats back into action now. Morrison with 6 minutes to play in the third quarter. Torres to Johnson at the elbow. Short, bounces up. Johnson gets her own rebound. It is the Johnson show tonight on the offensive end specifically. There's Carly Johnson saving it to Torres. Shot won't go. Fans were on their feet for the effort from Carly Johnson there. Able to one-hand sling it to Torres. Shot just would not drop. Two Inferno dropping out of bounds here. Cano gathers. Hawkins. Shot won't go. Too strong. Ball out of bounds. And Morrison's going to be whistled for the foul over the back of Danny Hood as Salir sits down. 5:23 to play here in the third quarter. SaberCats by 7. Aldridge checks back into the game. Reminder, if you're just joining us, this is Maisie Aldridge's last appearance as a SaberCat. Want to wish her all the best as she heads out next semester to student teach away from the campus and put into practice those things she's been learning in the classroom. Sure, her family and friends are certainly proud of her accomplishments on the basketball court for the SaberCats over these last 4 years. Cano with the offensive board off the underside of the basket, still controls the basketball. And Hawkins will pull it back out. Now Hood. Across to Hood in the lane. Morrison got in between that pass, and now Aldrich into the forecourt. Cross to Torres. Looking for Johnson underneath, nothing there. Aldrich gets past the defender, lays it off glass, won't go. And Hawkins with the defensive rebound. Hood past Torres, lays it off the glass and in. And the Inferno, in almost the exact same fashion as the first quarter, take over 5.5 minutes to score their first basket in this frame. Johnson on the wing. Lays it up. Great touch through contact from Kelsey Johnson. That's an impressive show from Kelsey Johnson tonight. My goodness. She's got 18 points now. 8 of 14 from the field. Perfect from the free throw line. And she leads all scorers by a long shot. Another turnover for the Inferno. Pretty even on the turnover margin, really, in the first half. Both teams with 7. Both teams with 1 turnover here in the third quarter, so 8 turnovers apiece. Johnson dumps it below to her sister. Loose ball taken away by Redlin. Now Hood. Cano, shot fake, bounces. Now Cano will try a three-point attempt. It will not go. Awkward rebound for Johnson. And Cano is struggling up the court as she recovers. Don't know if there's an injury problem there. Maybe that has to do with why She has not been on the court as much this evening. It's a timeout taken by the SaberCats. We'll be back shortly for the final 3 minutes of this third quarter. As we welcome you back to Watertown, fans want to remind you that you can stay connected with the SaberCats throughout the season by following them on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and on the web at mbusabercats.com. It's probably where you found us tonight. Use the hashtag SnarlStrong to show your support on social media. And for game day information, visit mbusabercats.com/composite and check out the team pages for bios of each student athlete, including Rosa Torres. You'll find her bio as she knocks down a triple late on the shot clock. That was right up against the buzzer and connects from deep, opening up a 10-point advantage for the SaberCats now, 40-30. Patterson patiently drives, won't go. Johnson the rebound. And Morrison now for the SaberCats. Should note for you during the last timeout, Coach Nancy Osborne for the Inferno really getting into her players, unsatisfied or dissatisfied really with the performance so far. Feels like they aren't performing to their level. And I think the stat sheet scoreboard kind of bears that out. Morrison on the break, 4-on-3. Morrison pulls it back out to Johnson. Torres was wide open. Fans wanted her to get the basketball so she could shoot. Right. Dumps it down to Johnson. Turns away from the goal and fills it up. 20 points now for Johnson. And another timeout is going to be taken by the Inferno. It is a full timeout. We will be back in just under a minute. Back in Watertown, where the SaberCats lead by 12. Just over a minute to play here in the third quarter. And I want to remind you fans that are tuning in via the live stream tonight, if you want to show your swag with some SaberCats merch, visit the official online store of the MBU SaberCats. That is shopsabercats.com. Maybe some last-minute Christmas shopping for the family and want to deck them out in blue and gold. You go right ahead and find your way over to shopsabercats.com. All kinds of apparel and gear options for you there. Patterson now back out to Hood. Looking for Salier in the lane. Cross court to Matthews. Nothing there. Redland now Hood. With the double dribble. or a travel. And SaberCats a 2-point quarter so far for the Inferno. Aldrich with the floater in the lane. Won't go. Hood, the rebound. Chance on the break now for the Inferno. Salir to the basket with the left hand and good. Back to a 10-point game and a much-needed basket there for the Inferno to feel like they can start scoring. Johnson in the lane. Shot won't go, too strong. And a chance. 10 seconds to play in the third quarter. Inferno can work to a good shot. Here's Patterson for three. No. Rebound up in the air. Bounces out of play. And with 1/10 of a second on the shot clock, on the game clock, it'll be Inferno basketball in the corner. Only time for a tip. And so the shot will not count. It is a 10-point lead for the SaberCats. As we head to the fourth quarter, we'll be right back. One quarter to play here in Watertown, Wisconsin. Thanks again for joining us. SaberCats lead by 10. And the question really before us is, can they finish this one out? Aldrich will be keen to finish in this, her final appearance for the SaberCats. Cross to Johnson. Dumped down low and a foul. As Carly Johnson went to the basket, landed awkwardly, but gets up no worse for the wear. The foul is on number 30, Kendra Patterson. And Carly Johnson will shoot two. True on the first attempt as Cano checks in for Redland. One more for Johnson. And that is good as well. SaberCats would like to thank their sponsors for the 2018-19 season. Those sponsors are Realty Executives Platinum, Allstate agents Bob and Tina McKinney, Kleckers Heating and Air, Copeland Excavating, Watertown Bowl North, Culver's, and a special thank you to our premier sponsor, Pizza Hut. Thank you for your continued support of SaberCats Athletics. Patterson's shot blocked out of bounds. It remains a 12-point game. Patterson off the tip, rises up, too strong. Rebound goes right over the head of Johnson. And then Cano could not control the pass from Patterson. Aldridge across to right, deep in the corner for three. No, long rebound. And Hood comes away with the basketball. A foul will be called. And Trisha Wright's going to be whistled for the trip going for the loose ball. It'll be Inferno basketball. Not many fouls called here tonight, must be said. SaberCats have 7 on the night, and Alverno has 4. It's been a pretty clean game from that perspective. Dump down low from Aldridge to Johnson. Almost turned it over. Wright able to collect, and Kelsey Johnson will reset. Don't want to jinx him, but this has been a much cleaner evening on the offensive side of things for the SaberCats. Only 9 turnovers compared to their season average of 20 and a half. Johnson rips away the offensive rebound. And Kelsey Johnson is just willing the SaberCats on the offensive end here tonight. No nonsense from her. It's a 30-second timeout taken by Coach Morrison. We'll be back in 30. SaberCat basketball coming out of the timeout. Ashley Narrett has checked into the game for the SaberCats, so it's Morrison, Johnson, Narrett, Wright, and Torres for the SaberCats. Morrison to Wright. Up top to Torres for 3. Yes! Rosa Torres stepping with confidence into that three-pointer. Cano fouled on her way, leaning into a shot, so she will go to the free throw line. SaberCats do lead by 15, just under 8 minutes to play. SaberCats trying to earn their second victory of this season. And the Johnson sisters will trade out as Kelsey heads to the bench. And Cano misses on the second attempt. SaberCat basketball. Morrison. Right, behind the Johnson screen. Torres for 3 again. Short on that attempt, but the long rebound comes to Johnson. Tipped away from behind by Solier. Now the other way, Solier rises up. Won't drop, but she's fouled. Hustle play from the senior out of Franklin, Wisconsin, Carly Solier. And another foul on Torres, her second. And Solier connects on the first free throw. I would imagine out of this make or miss, well, probably out of a make, the Inferno will be setting up full court pressure now. As Mathies comes in to the lane and whispers something to Solier, and sure enough, there is the full court pressure. Right away, Johnson under pressure. Torres flings it ahead to Narrett. And all of a sudden, the Inferno. Well, the call was made by the officials that Danny Hood stepped out of bounds, but it was after, I think, 3 or 4 pivot steps. So at the end of the day, possession in my incredibly biased position is in the right hands now. SaberCat basketball. Morrison fouled on her way to the basket. And there was some real life in the Inferno defense there, and that full court pressure really causing some anxiety for the SaberCats. So we'll see if that trend continues for the final 7 minutes. Morrison steps to the free throw line. The lefty freshman sneaks in the first free throw. And one more for the coach's daughter. (49-34), 15-point advantage for the SaberCats. Can they close this one out and finish out 2018 with a home victory? Morrison rips it away. Ahead to right, lost the handle, and now we're going the other direction. As the pass is over Cano's head, she saves it in. Johnson taps out of bounds. Flurry of excitement here. Inferno basketball. Hood into Matthews. Across to Salir. Thought about it, and then she will fire the deep three. Shot no good. Wright the rebound. Wright wisely pulls the ball down. And into the trustworthy hands of Morrison. Morrison drives off glass. Shot won't go. Johnson the rebound. Fouled on the putback. Heading to the free throw line. Foul is going to be called on number 12, Danny Hood. Her second and team third. Johnson's free throw, no good. And Aldrich is checking back in for Rosa Torres. Too strong on the attempt. Torres, Patterson rips down the rebound. Morrison was fighting for it. In the lane. Out wide now. And a deep three from Matthews is good. 12-point game. Inferno setting up their full court pressure. Aldrich throws it off of Patterson. So a heads-up play, but Aldrich dribbling into pressure there. Morrison backs it out. Johnson to Aldrich in the corner. Working against Salir. Aldrich. Now Morrison cross to Johnson. Aldrich in the corner. Behind Johnson's screen. 2 seconds to shoot. Wright's going to hoist. Shot no good. And a good defensive possession from the Inferno. Keeps them within striking distance. It is 49-37 with just under 5.5 to play. And Kelsey Johnson checking back in. Kelsey Johnson back on the floor. She's got her 15th career double-double tonight. 20 points, 10 rebounds. And still just over 5 minutes to play. Mathies, deep three, no good. Johnson tips to Aldrich. Aldrich dribbling against, and good defensive pressure from Salir. Here's Wright for a corner three. Shot won't go. Ball on the ground, fighting for it. And a held ball is going to give possession to the Inferno. So the possession arrow will favor the SaberCats as we head inside 5 minutes to play. Excuse me. Torres checking in for Wright. Mathies on the wing, knocks in a triple. 9-point game. Nervous groans from the fans here in Watertown. Aldridge back out to Johnson. Under 5 to play. SaberCats by 9. Morrison dumps it down low to Johnson. Torres, shot fake. Across to Aldridge. Now looking for Johnson. Back to goal. Spins up. Shot won't go. Morrison there for the rebound. Johnson tied up. And to the disappointment of the Inferno bench, Mackenzie Matthews is whistled for a foul. Johnson's free throw attempt good. Both free throws good from Johnson, now with 22 points. And the SaberCats expand the lead once again to double digits. Mathies steps back and drills another three. Good night. Mathies now with 17 points, 5 of 13 from behind the three-point line. It's been all but one basket, counting for triples for her this evening. Johnson, cross court to Aldrich. Can she answer for three? Won't go. Rebound, last touch looked like it was off Cano. It'll stay with the SaberCats. Three and 39 to play. Torres to Morrison. In the lane is Johnson, spinning up, won't go. Tosses it back out, but Danny Hood comes away with the basketball, and she's going to be fouled by Kelsey Johnson. Eight-point game. Cano, shot on the baseline, won't go. Kelsey Johnson the rebound. Outlets to Morrison. And Morrison now had a 3-on-2, but Morrison wisely pulls the ball back to take more time off the clock. Aldrich in the lane to Johnson. Back to the basket. Lost the handle. Out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson. And the Inferno force another turnover. 3 minutes to go. And this one is not done just yet. Patterson in traffic. Pulls it back down. Shot won't go. Diving attempt to save it from Mathies. Hood comes away with the basketball. And then tips it behind to Patterson. And an over and back violation. So Johnson will come into the game for the SaberCats. Inferno bench not satisfied with the officiating. Cross court, Aldrich now. Shot fake. Gets past Salir. Going to the basket. Fouled. And so 2 shots coming for the senior. Maisie Aldrich. Big free throws here to close this one out. Long on the first attempt. Both attempts long in a similar fashion. Hood. Back to Mathies. A held ball, if only for a microsecond. And SaberCat possession on the arrow. Johnson into Torres. Torres in trouble, finds Johnson. Throws it to Morrison in the lane. Rises up with the left hand. Layup won't go. Ball out of bounds. Last touch by the SaberCats. Inferno basketball with 2 minutes to play. Back and forth we go. Neither team really able to find offensive rhythm. Johnson. Alert to the entry pass to Cano. Swats out of bounds. Inferno basketball. Hood will inbound from the baseline into Mathies. She's left open for three. Deep attempt, short. Solir saves it to Cano. Back out to Mathies. Long two from Cano, no good. Johnson the rebound. Double team coming for Johnson. Wisely pulls it back. And a timeout called by Coach Morrison. It'll be a full timeout with 1 minute and 35 seconds to play as we get a chance to recap the game for you here. At the end of the first quarter, it was the SaberCats holding a 19-8 advantage. And then the second quarter, their offensive output stalled, and the Inferno were able to come roaring back to close out the first half on a 20-10 run. And we went to the locker rooms at a 1-point advantage for the SaberCats. And then the third quarter saw the Inferno back to their first quarter style of play, really, or their efficiency at least. 4 points in that third frame for the Inferno. But some big shots down the stretch for Mackenzie Mathies. The senior out of Weston, Wisconsin, has kept the Inferno close. She has 17 points, 5 of 14. Mackenzie Mathies has kept the Inferno close here down the late stretch of this one. 5 of 14 from behind the three-point arc. 14 attempts. Almost as many attempts personally as the SaberCats' entire roster. 18 attempts for the SaberCats tonight. 4 of 18 on those attempts. Johnson will inbound. Morrison comes to collect. And she's fouled by Mathies. And we'll shoot two now as the SaberCats are in the bonus. So Nancy Osborne and the Inferno staff electing to try to extend this game by free throws. And not a bad tactic, considering the SaberCats tonight are just over 70% from the free throw line. And on the season, just under 70% mark, 67.5% on their average of just under 20 attempts per game. Morrison connects both. It's a timeout taken by her father. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll be back for the last minute and 29. Back inside the gymnasium at Maranatha Baptist University, it's the SaberCats leading by 10. And the junior Kelsey Johnson, with 22 points, needs 1 point to tie her career high mark of 23 points. Could collect that at the free throw line as we head down the stretch here. SaberCats looking to hold the Inferno. Shot attempt from Patterson, no good. Rosa Torres the rebound and is fouled by Matthews. Torres will step to the free throw line. First attempt, no. An empty trip for Torres. Successful from an Inferno perspective of keeping them in this game. Deep three-point attempt from Carly Solier, no good, and a foul is going to be called against the Inferno on the loose ball. It's going to send Rosa Torres right back to that free throw line. It is the fourth foul on Mathies, so she's up against the limit. A late substitution here as Sarah Redland checks in. Danny Hood will have a seat. So Mathies is up against the limit here, which is important considering the fact that she has been really the sole offensive output in this second half. Bunch of three-pointers. Solier a frustrating night for Solier. And so now the second official coming in and confirming that was not a held ball, but a foul is going to be called on Kelsey Johnson, which is her fifth foul. So Kelsey Johnson's night will conclude 1 point shy of a career high with 22. She has been an absolute force on the offensive end this evening, both on the glass and scoring points, but she will be done now. Just under a minute to play. Solier at the free throw line is able to connect. Chance to bring the Inferno back within 10 now. Won't go. Loose ball. Hood saves out of bounds off of Morrison's feet. And the ball will stay with the Inferno. Chance to get inside single digits now. Inside, ball stolen away by Johnson. Morrison is fouled by Patterson. Foul was before Mathies could get there for the her fifth foul. It is the third on Patterson. And Morrison, the freshman, will step to the free throw line. Where she knocks in her first attempt. 12-point game. Good on the second attempt is Morrison. 13-point game. Mathies, deep three, no. Johnson the rebound and fouled by Patterson. And that'll be the fourth on Patterson. And more free throws. Carly's first free throw is good, Johnson. And second one drops as well. 15-point advantage now for the SaberCats. As Haley Hendricks checks in for the SaberCats. And Callie Morrison's night will most likely be done. Three-point attempt from Redland, no good. Patterson the rebound. Stolen away by Johnson. And fouled right away again by Salier. Meanwhile, Carly Johnson knocks in her first free throw. Salier has 4, so she is now up against the limit as well. And one more for Johnson. No good. Rebound falls. Loose ball. Johnson saves it, but falling away to Salier. Salier now tosses to Mathies. Sets and shoots from distance. No good. Johnson the rebound. Aldrich ahead. Turns it over. Had Haley Hendricks wide open. And then a foul is going to be called against Aldrich. Sending Sarah Redland to the line. Free throw is good. And into the game, Tierney Bosniak for the SaberCats as Narat takes a seat. Second free throw, no good. Starr pulls on the rebound. Aldrich spinning through defenders. Ahead to Bosniak. Now Hendricks on the baseline. Bounces it across as the buzzer sounds and time expires on a 15-point victory for the SaberCats. A conclusion to the career of Maisie Aldrich. Fans rising in support of her. Great to see the SaberCats able to close out 2018 with a victory on their home court, and embraces for Maisie on the other side of the handshake line. Congratulations, Maisie, on a great career for the SaberCats. Worn the jersey well. It's been an honor to watch you play over these last 4 seasons. Fans, want to thank each and every one of you for joining us this evening. It's been a real pleasure bringing you this broadcast. Just want to remind you that next up for the SaberCats will be in 2019. January 8th at Grace Christian. That'll be a 4 o'clock Eastern tip-off for these ladies SaberCats. And you can stay up to date with all things SaberCats online at MBUSaberCats.com or by following the SaberCats on social media using the handle at MBUSaberCats. Want to wish each and every one of you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. On behalf of our entire crew here at Maranatha Baptist University, thanks for joining us. Thank you for the pleasure of your company. And we will see you next year.